Hey Jerusalem,
Hey Marcus.
how's it going?
It's you know what? It's going good.
Yeah,
It's going good. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's a Monday and it's fresh starts.
yeah.
So yeah. How about you?
It's going really well. This is the Monday right before I get ready to go on a week-long vacation. Um, and unlike times past where like the week before you go on vacation is super busy and stressed,
Hmm.
that is not what's happening right now. So I'm just kind of like in the process of handing all the things off so I can actually enjoy vacation. So it's a good day over here.
Oh, it's a good day. That's a
Yeah.
great day. Yeah. So it's also a good day because we're starting this new project,
Yes.
which we're calling Tell Me Something Good.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know I'm excited about it and I feel like it's already just something good, just the fact
Yeah.
that we're doing this. But do you want to talk a little bit about why you were interested in this project and coming on
Yeah.
board?
Yeah. So, I mean, you know this, Jerusalem, but I am a huge proponent of evangelism, right? Evangelism is my jam. I think empowering people with the tools and the resources to share the good news is something that I'm really passionate about. And lately, it just seems like we are bombarded on a regular basis with not good news. And so to have the opportunity to engage in a project that is all about lifting up good news around the church, ways that people are living into this moment in creative and imaginative ways is just so exciting to me personally and spiritually. And my experience with that is that if it can feed me personally and spiritually, that's the running over that will allow me to be a better evangelist anyway. So the fact that it's a good part of my spirituality to engage these stories, I think might sort of bear out how we can sort of share this good news more broadly.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you are a huge evangelist, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this with you because you get the importance of good news
Yeah,
and that sharing good news isn't minimizing the hard things, right? Like
sure.
that we can have both good and hard at the same time.
Right.
And which I think a lot of times people think it's like sugarcoating, and
Yeah.
no, we're quite aware. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we're aware of all the broken things in the world right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to be a part of something that that both lifts up good things that are happening in the church and the world and where there is good news, but it's also something people can share. Like we hope that
Yeah.
people share these stories,
Yeah.
or that it encourages people to call each other up or text each other and say, okay, tell me something good today, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
this isn't just doesn't just stop with the stories that we're going to get to share here on this show, but that it kind of starts maybe a good news movement of
Yeah.
telling something good. So I know I'm excited about some of the guests we already know that we're going to have, and this
Mhm.
time it's just us. But
Yeah.
people come back. We promise there'll be more people.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk a little bit about some of the folks we've got coming up?
Yeah, so we've got Zach Yane, who's a friend of mine from the Diocese of Atlanta, to talk a little bit about a project they're working on down there called Imagine Church and the way they're kind of like reimagining church from the ground up, like what is really essential in this moment. And so I'm really excited to talk to him. And I'm excited to talk to Rebecca Hall in a couple of weeks to talk a lot about small groups. And it's a ministry she's been doing like since before COVID. But it's a ministry I think that is taking on new life in the midst of sort of our current context. So I'm excited to talk to her with what she's doing down there in Texas. What about you?
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I think we're going to be able to get Kendall Vanderslice, who talks
Nice.
a lot about like dinner church and that sort of thing, and has some great new resources out. I'm also hoping we'll talk to some people from the agricultural ministries and Good News Gardens,
Oh,
people who
nice.
are,
Yeah.
yeah, and get some folks in from that because that's been really exciting.
Yeah.
I know you've been growing some things, right?
Yep.
Yep, and we've been growing some things here, and you might hear our chickens from time to time. They don't understand listening, so they might join in some of our calls. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's going to be some good news, lots of good news to
Yeah.
share and inspire. Because I feel the same way as you do. Like I need that spillover as well, right?
Yeah.
Like I need to hear some good
Yeah.
news and see where God is moving in the
Yeah.
world and in people's lives,
Yeah.
and how that can inspire all of us and remind us. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty optimistic as a person, and
Yeah.
tend to kind of the sunny side of life in
Yeah.
general. But this has been hard. I mean, this has
Sure.
really been a hard season.
Yeah.
So okay, so in the spirit of the show, tell
Hmm.
me something good, Marcus. Tell me something good going on in your life.
So much is happening. In addition to serving in Connecticut as the dean of formation here, I also serve a small congregation in West Haven, Connecticut. And it's a congregation that is so surprising in so many ways. And one of the good things happening in my life really is around my role as priest for this congregation. And the ways that my congregation continues to just roll with all the changes. So we've been worshiping outdoors on our parish lawn for a couple of weeks now, and the attendance actually keeps going up. Yesterday we had our biggest outdoor Sunday since we started. And all it is an anti-communion service. So just like the first half of the Holy Eucharist service. But people are coming, they're connecting. It's really fun. We're not doing choral singing. And so our music director is doing body percussion things. And so it's really cool to watch these adults engage in body percussion and clapping and stomping their feet. And to watch that happen with a congregation that on a normal pre-COVID Sunday would struggle to sing the hymns. Everyone is doing this clapping on the lawn. And it I can imagine if you were across the street on the town green looking at us, it looks ridiculous. But every time I see it, I'm reminded of the scripture in the Bible where David brings the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem, and he gives God this undignified praise, and his wife is super angry at him. And I'm looking at these adults, and I'm like, this is an undignified praise, right? This looks a little ridiculous, and yet people are really giving themselves over to it. And to watch that joy happen every Sunday in the middle of our context is such good news for me. It's fabulous to watch it.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Now I'm just glowing, just thinking about undignified worship on the lawn, right?
Yeah.
In Connecticut. That's so beautiful. But it's
Yeah.
so true. I think it's why people love camp,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
that same spirit. And I'm excited to see all the different ways people are doing worship outdoors.
Yeah.
And how that is freeing up some things. It's kind of like the move to take out pews, right? I feel like it's that same sort of let's see what frees us up. What do we not even know has been a container to keep us kind of bound that we didn't even realize, So
yeah. And it's fabulous because if you were to go into our building, the building itself it was built in the early 1900s. It is a sort of a neo-Gothic it looks like somebody picked up an old English countryside parish and just plopped it down in the middle of West Haven, Connecticut. It's beautiful. It is very traditional. It's so funny to look at that space, as beautiful as it is, and then to hold that with the worship happening on the lawn, and to realize this lawn type of worship really couldn't happen in this space, and how being outside is opening up so many possibilities. I told the congregation a few weeks ago in a sermon that we will not be the same congregation when we go back into this space, right? That we are being changed, we are being transformed in this moment in ways that we can't even imagine. And I'm excited to just watch that happen.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
I love it. That's so great. What a gift to get to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our little parish is about to start and doing outdoor worship in September.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see what kind of innovation. And our organist, it was a middle school choir teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm hoping maybe I'll tell her about what y'all are doing. Maybe she get inspired to use some of that stuff that she used to do with the kids with us. Yeah. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, can I share what's good for me? What my something good is? Okay. So when taking us back a little bit to the murder of George Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And the kind of, not the reemergence, but the elevation of Black Lives Matters and all of the work that we have to do around that.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I'm white, I'm Southern, right? I'm middle
Mm-hmm.
class. I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of as far removed in some ways from some of this. I live in a rural town in the
Mm-hmm.
South. I mean, it's, 99.9 white population. And so I have really been struggling for a while trying to find a way, not that I could just advocate for Black Lives Matters. I mean, I have Black friends, I have a Black nephew. It's not that I don't have relationships, but I'm kind of, and this is part of like our evangelism stuff, right? We're always looking at, where does God's story intersect
Mm-hmm.
with our story and with other people's stories? Kind of
Mm-hmm.
where do those three things meet?
Mm-hmm.
And I just on a whim, because we have the farm here, and the Good News Garden is part of the work that I do,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, I'm just gonna search Black gardeners on Instagram, like the hashtag, or
Mm-hmm.
Black farmers.
Mm-hmm.
And because I thought, this is something I'm interested in,
Mm-hmm.
I need to learn. Like, surely white people didn't invent farming. I mean, right? Like, let's just be real honest about that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I want to search for
Mm-hmm.
that. And Marcus, it's like a whole world
Yeah.
opened up.
Yeah.
And the Black joy, because I
Yeah.
think that's a piece that gets missed, right? A lot.
Yeah.
Black joy. And it's just like I have fallen down this rabbit hole
Yeah.
into both Black farming, Black food justice issues, and Black leaders, and all kinds of different areas around that, and also food.
Yeah.
I have a new book. I don't know. Do you know who Edna Lewis is?
I do. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
her grandparents helped found Freedom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so this particular book is all about like the intersection of farm life, cooking life,
Mm-hmm.
and what it has helped me in particular is really connect God's story, my story, and the Black Lives Matter movement, and Black joy, and
Mm-hmm.
Black wisdom, and
Yeah.
in like a really neat way that feels very personal to me, and not just like I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
Right. Because that's just a tricky thing.
Yeah.
When you're trying to fight for things that you don't have a total experience with, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's just my something good. Is like, now I've become an evangelist for Edna Lewis,
Yeah.
and for Black farmers.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
you raise a really great like point, right? That a lot of times like it's so easy to be discouraged and disempowered when we think about the bigness of what we're striving for, right? But like when you really trace that down, like how does the issue of Black Lives Matter, how does that come down your front street? Like, right? And you found it, right? It's right there with farming and food justice, and like that little bit. And when you can do your part on that little bit, granted, it might seem insignificant in the grand scheme. It's not. It might seem that way, but when you can do your part, it's empowering. And that is good news to people who feel like it's too big of an issue for me to worry about. I can't do anything. I'm just one person. Oh, you can do something. Everybody can do something. So that is good news. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it is good. And I've started telling everybody, whatever your hobby is, or the thing that you love to do, search the hashtag for that, like Black knitters, Black golfers, right? And you will find those intersections. They exist. Because we don't live in a white world. I mean, come on, people. So it's just been really exciting. And we've started selling the little bit of produce that we have extra, we sell to our friends. Or for a donation, right? And then we give that money to the Black Agrarian Fund. So we're trying to also like make those, it's just small. It's $20 here, $20 there. But it just, it feels, and again, I've become an evangelist for this. Stop telling everybody. So oh, well, thank you for encouraging me that too, because that's always a little nerve-wracking to step out in and talk about. So
yeah, I mean, each of us has a little bit of something to add to this, right? Each of us is empowered. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Well, here we are. We've told our something goods, our first episode.
Yeah.
And we really hope that people will engage with this.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this, especially like on Facebook, tell us something good in the comments.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear yours something good, right? And tune back in and look for our special guests who are going to teach us a lot of good things.
Yeah. And also tell, like, the thing I've challenged people to do is not only tell us, but like call someone, pick up the phone and call one person and tell one person something good, right?
Yeah.
Share something good happening in your life. And, let's see if we can get that train going.
I love it. The actual phone, like pick up the actual phone.
The actual, like, not the rotary one. Well, if you have a rotary one, pick that one up too. But yeah.
Right. Let's voice to voice.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you, Marcus. Thanks for being on this journey with me. And
I'm excited about it.
You are something good in my life. So thanks so much.
You are in mine as well.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Next time.
See you later.